Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? I got distracted by a cracker box. This is the way my life works most of the time. Something will grab my attention and it needs to immediately be sorted out, no matter what I'm doing. So yeah, everything stopped today while I made this cracker box into an unplanned journal instantly. So I filmed it for you. Yay! I'll speed it up and let you know what I'm doing if anything sort of pops up that needs explanation. But other than that, sit back and enjoy. Right, this box is a weird shape for a journal. It's got thin sort of sides and a big fat spine, and yeah, for me that's part of the charm of it. It just needed to be a journal. A strange little journal, admittedly, but a journal. This is just a packaging bag for, I think, some sheets. It was gifted to me by the lovely Bonnie, who enjoys sending me things that are a little challenging to use. I probably just copped out this one and tore it apart and used it for a lining for a book. But thanks, Bonnie, anyway. Sorry, I didn't do anything more interesting with it. So yeah, I'm just going to put the black fabric on the inside and the upholstery fabric on the outside, and then I think I will make a couple of pockets out of this piece. So yeah, that is the plan in any case. Right, sleeves up, you can see I mean business. It's time to choose pages. I'm going to leave the entirety of this in here. A lot of people seem to ask me to show my choosing of the pages. So yeah, this is my process. It's just all over the place. I basically start out grabbing whatever's around me that sort of takes my fancy to put in there, and then I'll move on to going various places in my room, like my filing cabinet, and fossicking around here and there and finding other things that I think will go in the journal. So, but anyway, I obviously cut out the bits where I've been wandering around my room and you've just been staring at my desk, but yeah, I've left everything else in, so you can see how it progresses. There is no science to how I choose my pages or how I choose to fit my pages into the journal, whether I choose to tear off sides or fold them or anything. It's not really a process I think about. It's something that I just do. I don't let it bother me. So I just do whatever I want to do at the moment. I don't think I need so many folded or so many torn or whatever. So yeah, no science, just feeling. At this point, I'm just starting to build signatures. They're not going to stay this way at all. There's no chance. I don't even know how many signatures I want. I'm just counting pages basically, so I'm putting them together. I like to put 10 pages in a signature. That's just what I do. No reason, just nice round number, easy for me to remember. So I count 10 pages, it's all good. I like to have the same amount of pages in my signatures. Again, no reason. There's no reason you have to. I just like to. So, I just start putting the pages together basically so that I know I've got the right amount of pages, and then I will sort of shuffle them around and make sure that there's a variety of pages in each signature. I think with this little book, I started out making 3 signatures, and I pop them in there, and it's still empty. So I decide 5 signatures is what I want, and I act accordingly. Go off and find some more papers. So these are still papers that are just on my desk. I have 3 magazine racks that are up to the right hand side of me, where I keep pages out of encyclopedias and coffee dyed paper and decorative sort of papers of whatever type, and newspapers and things like that. Some of my drop sheet map, all that kind of thing lives in there, and that's where I start. That's where I choose pages from to begin with, and if I feel I need something else, then that's when I go off to my filing cabinet. These are still pages off my desk. There are some filing cabinet ones coming up. This is ink stain paper. This is what I used when I was making those little lay flowers, when I was dyeing those with the stamp pad ink. I sort of rolled them around in some brown paper and some coffee dyed paper and stuff, just to get the excess ink off of them, so that it didn't take 10 years to dry, so I have a pile of ink stain papers hanging next to me right at the moment. Yeah, just thought it was a bit interesting. And here's one of my drop sheet maps that was also involved in the ink dyeing process, and got a few flowers rubbed around on it as well, so it's a little purplish, but yeah, I thought I'd add a bit of that just for a bit of interest. These are pages out of an encyclopedia set, well, reference books, I'm not sure what you call them, but they're about capital cities, and this was, these are some images out of the one about San Francisco, and yeah, there was just some beautiful images in it, and I didn't want to cut them up or yeah, do anything specific with them, but I wanted to keep them for something. So because this book is so tall and thin, they sort of lent themselves to being a centre page, and I could keep most of the image. So yeah, basically I cut them down to a point where it kept the part of the image that I found most interesting, and I used them as centre pages. So Okay, well, these are some of the pages that I pulled out of my filing cabinet. These are all book pages. That particular one, or those particular ones, they're old book pages that have been jelly printed on. Some have had some doodling put on them. But a lot of these are book pages that have just been collaged over to provide writing space. They're just smallish book pages that just had a lot of text on them, and I was in the mood to just cover up the text with paper one day and sat down and did a whole heap of them. So I have a bunch of them in my filing cabinet all ready to go. So they're just sort of collaged with bits of scrap paper from my scrap bin. So yeah, just a way to use up book pages and provide a bit of writing space in the journal as well. So that's what I have pulled out to use, and that is what I'm now going to add to all these little signatures. We will build 3 signatures into 5 signatures, and then it'll be time to move on to working on the cover, I think. I decided that I wanted to do a bit of decorating to this before I stuck it onto the front of the journal. So yeah, I just grabbed some chalk here and basically traced around the front cover onto my piece of fabric. Just gives me a rough idea of where it's going to be sitting when it's stuck to the front of the journal, so I can put an embellishment on the front prior to sewing it all down, so that yeah, I don't have to sew through the whole cover. I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do here, but I wasn't sure exactly. So you'll see me introduce a circular piece, which I fiddle around with for a bit and then decide, no, that's not what I wanted. And what I settled on was grabbing some of those lay flowers that I did the other day, and I sewed them on with a button instead of doing the seed bead thing. So yeah, it looks quite cute in the end. It's quite a vintage looking button, and that's how I ended up finishing it off. Then I took it all away and sewed that onto the cover, and then sewed the cover and the inside and the pockets on the inside in with the box sandwich between them. So yeah, and all in all, I was very happy with the result. Right, there's our little cover, and I will now get on with sewing the signatures in. I'll show you the first couple. I'll sew in a couple with you, and then yeah, I'll just cut the rest of it out, because once you've seen one signature go in, you've seen them all. Okay, scratch that. I showed you how to sew in one signature. Here they all are. And look at this. This is so much fun. I love this little journal. It's very squishy. And there's a little pocket in the front, a little pocket in the back. And yeah, the pages just flop about like a slinky. It's great. I love it. Anyway, guys, I hope you found that interesting. I just had to make it. It was just sitting on my desk and it just screamed at me, you must make a journal with me right now. So here it is. All right, guys, thanks for coming along. It's been great crafting with you, as it always is. I'll see you again next time. Bye.